Now, as we have already created a table, if you want to modify the structure of that particular table, you can do that with the alter table command. So basically here alter table can add a new column in your table, or if you want you can modify any existing column, you can drop any existing column, or you can rename any existing column. So these are all the things which can be performed by the alter table. Later when we will cover the constraints, you will also be able to add or modify the constraints by the alter table command. If you talk about dropping of a column, the column will no longer be a part of the table. But if you want the structure of the table should not change, but I don't want that particular column to be there in the table, you can also use the set unused option to disable the column of the table. So let's perform all these tasks practically in the system. So once we have created a table, as in the previous video we have created the employee table having this structure. So after that, if I want to make any changes in the structure of this table, I'll have to go for the alter table command, because dropping the table will not be a good idea, because your table would be carrying some data as well. So let's see how can we go for the alter table. So for that we'll simply write first of all alter table and then the existing table name. So here the table name is employees, and after that you'll have to choose what action you need to take. For example, here I want to add a new column in this particular table. So for adding that I'll use the add keyword, and after that the column name. For example, I want to add the date of birth column right here of date type. If you want to pass some default value as well to the particular data type, to the particular column, you can go for the default keyword and after the value which must be of the same data type. So here I'm not taking any default value for the date of birth at least. So let's say enter after semicolon, and you can see the table altered. If I'll write the describe command again, you can see the date of birth column is added at the last. You cannot change the order by the time you are adding a new column. The new column will always be added at the last, but it really doesn't matter, because by the time you will be retrieving the value, you can choose the order on which you want to get the columns of the data. Now if using the add keyword you want to add multiple columns at a time, you can do that as well. In that case you just need to pass the parenthesis, and after that the name of the column along with the data type and the default value if required. So let's say here I want to add another column called salary, and here is the data type, let's say number, and here I'll pass the length of the column 10, 2. That means 2 number out of 10 will be decimal, and before that you can enter up to 8-digit number. So 10 is the overall size of the number, and out of which 2 decimal places will be there. So let's say comma after that, this is the first column salary. After that let's say any XYZ column, col1 of number type I want to add. So you can just form a list like that, and as soon as you will say enter, the table will be altered, and in the structure the changes will be there. So as you can see, the DOB and salary and col1, these three columns has been added to my employees table. Now if I want to change the data type of any particular field or the length of any particular field, I can do that also by using the alter table command. So for that, alter table employees, again there must be a existing table name which you want to alter, and after that whatever you want to do, like modify. Initially I went for the add, now it's about modifying. So what you want to modify, for example, if I want to change the data type of field col1 from number to varchar, so I'll do that, alright, along with passing some size. So basically when you are doing that or any changes in the existing column, you have to make sure like the change is compatible with the data as well. For example, if any of your column is having varchar data type and the column is accepting some character values like anadi, tutorials point, whatever, later you will not be able to convert that as a numeric value, right? You cannot alter the data type to number because such string values cannot be converted to the numbers. Similarly, if suppose I want to decrease the size of this email ID field from 50 to 40, I have to make sure like any particular data which is there in the table is not exceeding 40 characters. Only then the table will be compatible and the changes will be there. So here I can easily convert the number to varchar, though I don't have any data, but let's see. So here you can see table altered, and again if I'll run the describe employees command, I can see right it is something varchar 2 and 10. Alright, so this is how you can modify any existing field. Now after that I can go for drop column command. For example, if I want that DOB is something a very personal detail, I want to keep the personal details of employees in a separate table, the professional details in some separate table. So in that particular scenario, let's say I want to remove the salary column from this table and I'll create a separate table for that. So what can I do? I can simply drop this column. So for doing that, I'll say alter table employees, and after that I'll use a drop keyword, and after that you will have to mention the column, drop column, and then the column name. For example, I want to drop salary column, so it will be dropped. As you can see, table altered, and again if I'll go for the describe employees command, you will not be able to find salary column in the list. Basically, whenever you drop a particular column, all the data of that particular field is dropped and the memory is released. But for example, if there is a lot of bulk in your database because of there are number of users are requesting from your database server, so in that particular time, dropping a column will consume more resources because first of all, it will remove the data of that particular column, the structure of the table will be deleted, will be modified, and after that the resources will be released, means the memory will be released. So overall it will take much time and it will be a time consuming process which may cause the degrade in the performance of the server. So in that particular time, what you can do, you can simply use the set unused option for a column. For doing that, what I'll write is alter table employees set unused column call 1. So as soon as you will execute, you can see it is being altered, and if I'll go for the describe employees command, you will not be finding the call 1 column right here because now it is logically not a part of this particular column, but the only difference is the memory is not released. And by the time there is less traffic and less requests from for your database server, you can drop this unused column or all the unused column which are there in your table by writing alter table employees, or whatever the table name is, employees drop unused columns. Alright, so you see now it is altered. You cannot recover or you cannot get the unused column back to the table's definition. You will have to re-add that particular column. So this is how you can drop any column, you can modify a column, and you can add a new column using the alter table command.